Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of Mind Your Adventure. Today I have a little bit of a different take on a few things and let's jump right into it. First I want to cover some new silver rounds that I got and some coins. So this here is the Norse. So this was part of a series that came out, and if you've been watching, you know that I have another one of these as well, and they're pretty neat, and I'm trying to collect the whole set. Might take me some time to do that. I also picked up one of these here. Sorry about that. And I was able to pick up a couple of other pieces of silver. And now I did get these at a really good price. So these were, I got these at about 75 cents over spot for the entire purchase here. So I was pretty happy about it. And like I said, I always try to encourage you guys to try to stay as close to spot as possible when you're making your purchases. And, you know, I stick to it, and I think it's a great way to invest or to collect silver. Being a silver stacker or somebody that just likes precious metals, it's a pretty good thing to get into. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. So I started this channel last year, and it was based off me trying to share my investing and share the things that I do to save money and to invest in my own future. We all know that Medicare and all that might not be there for us when we reach the age of retirement. So it's very important to make sure that we take care of ourselves. And ultimately, that's what I'm trying to do with my own life. And if you've watched long enough, you know that I also have some content that I do on investing in real estate. And I just wanted to cover a few things that you may not be aware of, and some encouragement on what I really would like for people to do out there. And this is to help everyone. Now, I started this channel mainly to help share about investing, not to give any advice, but just so people can see what just an average person can do if they decide to save their money and take a little bit every single paycheck and put it away into something to help them with their future. Starting young is definitely very important, but if you're older, it's never too late to start. So just in the time that I've been collecting silver, my overall return today would be over 13%. It's not great, but I did buy some at really high points and some at really low points. And overall, that's where it comes out. And some of that is adjusted for inflation as well. But gold and silver combined can be a really good way to go. It is expensive, but it's never too late to begin on that either. But having a group of people and talking about investing and sharing investing here, and I hear you guys giving responses back and giving me information on things that I should look into, is very helpful in sharing with the community. I've been trying to reach out to younger people and try to encourage them to save. I have 2 daughters, and I try to encourage them to save their money and to invest in things wisely. And I try to teach them as much as I can about how it all works and what they should be doing. So on the investment side into real estate, it takes a lot of time, and it does take a lot of finances. And the way to get there is to save money every single week out of your paycheck so that you can afford to one day own property, if that's your desire. It's not everybody's desire. Some people just have everything they have into precious metals, silver and gold, and palladium, and all the other metals that you can get your hands on that are considered precious metals or worth a lot of money. I try to stick to, in my silver journey, I stick to mostly rounds, coins like this, and of course the silver eagles. And I've been doing that for a long time, and sometimes I do spend a little bit more when I'm trying to collect things like these here. They come usually with a little bit higher of a premium, and same with the silver eagles. But overall, I do my best to try to get my silver at cost unless I'm putting it into my collection as something that I'm willing to pay more money for. And that's not for everybody. And I do suggest that you always do research before you purchase anything. But with silver, you don't have to worry about losing everything. And that's the reason why I encourage people to start with silver as an investment journey, because you can learn a lot about how money works, watching it grow, watching it lose, and understanding how that all works, and keeping track of your money and understanding how money works so that you can learn how to survive in the future. If your retirement doesn't go well and there's no money left there for you, you're going to have to live off what you have or off your children. And I would not want to leave that burden on my children, and I'm doing my best not to let that be the case. And I'm also trying to teach my daughters how to not have that happen to them when they get older as well. So silver is a great way to do that, because no matter how much money you put into it, it'll never be worth zero. And that's why I encourage people to invest in silver. And truly, it's not truly an investment just because it does not outpace inflation, and you do lose money over time with your investment, but you don't lose even close to as much as you would if you just put it into a savings account or such like. I stay away from, myself personally, stocks. I've had some in the past, and I've cashed out on the majority of my stock. I have very little left in the stock market, and it is a way that you can really make some good money over time, but we don't know how long that's going to last, and it could be good even with the crashes. I've seen statistics that show that you do very well no matter what, as long as it's long term. And really, that's what investing is all about. It's a long-term aspect, a long-term situation that you put yourself in. And one of the safest ways to do that is with precious metals. There might be people out there that disagree with me, and I'm not a financial expert by any stretch of the imagination, but I am concerned for the younger generation, and I try my best to help out where I can and try to teach as much as I can and share as much as I can. And that's why I started this channel to begin with, was to help myself learn more about investing and help with a community of people behind me, and sharing with one another that we could grow together and understand how things work. And during this time, I've taken and invested money in different things, and I talk to people every day, my friends, my family. I do talk to a lot of other people, and I mention investing, and some people don't like doing that, and they think talking about money is taboo, and really don't want to get into those discussions. But I find it very interesting to see what other people say, and to try to take their word for what they say, and then go do some research on my own. Now, before I started this channel, I was trying to learn more and more about investing on my own, listening to books like Kiyosaki, and listen to Dave Ramsey and a bunch of other financial people that try to explain to you how they did it. And there's a lot to be learned with reading books, and I've posted some material on some books to listen to and to read, just to get an idea of how to begin your investment journey. And I believe it's super important for people to do so. And I would encourage you all to do that, and not just in precious metals, but in any way that you can find. So before I started this channel, I was talking to a bunch of my closest friends, and many of them had invested in XRP. Now, back when we had these discussions, XRP was fluctuating continually between 30 and 50 cents for each one that you were to buy, right? So I decided to go ahead and put some of my money into that at the time, because I looked at the long term and it was very stable in that range. So I knew for a long time that if I put my money there, I wasn't feeling too worried about losing any great deal of money if I put it in there. So I put a little bit in there, and I really, honestly, am really glad that I did. But I would never listen to anybody that just comes up and says, oh yeah, you should do this. I heard this was great. but they're not willing to put any skin in the game themselves. So that really kind of tells you who they are and the type of person they are. They're not willing to invest their own money, but they're more than happy to share with you on how you can put your money into something and have it grow. I more tend to lean toward people who have shown with their actions success. And that's why I do read Robert Kiyosaki and other books about people that have made it and done well, and try to follow their guidelines on how they did it, because they have success in it. Now, I have also lost a little bit of money doing things like that and listening to people, and also people that put their money into things, because if you're hearing about it from the media or seeing it on the news, it's probably too late to get in on the action. And just a prime example, when Trump became president, he had the Trump meme coins that came out, and I had a bunch of friends that were all in on, hey, let's jump in on this, and I put a little bit, very, very little bit in there, and pretty much it went back down to zero within a couple of months, and I pretty much lost all that money there. But it was very, very little, and that's the point that I'm making here. If you think that something might not be that great, I don't suggest that you put a lot of money into it, especially when you're investing in things like cryptocurrency and the stock market. That money, you have to be willing yourself to lose all of that money. And I learned a long time ago. Now, I'm a Christian, and I work in a church. I'm a minister. I get to preach sometimes, and it's really fun, and I enjoy serving God, and God has blessed me abundantly in my life. And I want to be wise with the blessings that he's given me and wise with my money. And so I endeavor to do that as much as possible. But, throwing your money away is hard. But I learned a long time ago from my pastor. He said, if you're going to loan somebody money or give somebody some money, you have to be willing to never see that money again. And I've done that. I've given money to people, and we always have that discussion as a family, my wife and I, on if we can really afford to lose that money forever. And if we can, then we go ahead and we give when we can and where we can to help others, because God has blessed me and I want to bless others with what I can. And we've done so. And I don't have any heartburn about anybody that asked me for money and said they'd pay me back, and they have not. Now, I would very much like to get the money back if they said they would, because I'm that kind of person. If I was to borrow something from somebody, I usually try to return what I've borrowed from them back to them in better condition than what I received it, if at all possible. And that's how I live my life. But you have to be willing to lose that money. Same with investing. If you're going to listen to people, you have to make sure that the money you have that you're going to be putting in that is money that you consider to be disposable funds. And, trying to get into real estate here in Texas, we've done a lot of research, and it takes hours and hours of studying things out. I don't suggest that anybody just take their money and throw it into something just because somebody says so. I think that real estate is a good way to get in and start saving money and build for your future. And therefore, that's what I'm going to do with my money that I've been saving over time, right? But that's my choice and my decision on what I'm going to do. But to put that in perspective, I've been in Texas for going on almost 3 months. We have looked at thousands probably of homes, and we are looking for the right option for us that is going to fit our budget, that's going to fit our needs, that's going to fit our investing priorities. And it takes time. We had to find a very good agent. That took a lot of time. We interviewed many people, and we interviewed for the people that are going to be handling the financial part of it as well, because it's very important that you can trust the people that you're working with. And you have to get people that are willing to fight for you, because your money is important to you, and you don't want somebody that's just going to flush it away or try to get a big commission off you just to basically hit you up and then hit the road kind of thing. And so it's been a good journey. We've been looking, and we're narrowing it down now, and I'll be sharing more videos on that in the upcoming future on investing in real estate. But there are other ways to invest in real estate as well. So I know I'm covering a lot of information here, and thank you so much for sticking with me this long. And like I said, I'm doing this to share with the community, to share with you all out there what I do, not saying that you should do the same, but I'm sharing what I do so that you can see that it can be done, and it doesn't take millions of dollars to start investing. You can invest in silver right now for about $30, $33 right now. You can go and get some silver. Now, I've done fairly well. Sorry about that. I do that sometimes and put these coins upside down, but I've done very well getting some friends together and going on Whatnot, which is a place where I get some of my silver. And a lot of times, because of the way Whatnot is set up, it's a great program. And I'm not sponsored by anybody. I don't have enough viewers to be sponsored by anyone. So this does not help me personally, but this is to share and to help you guys out there. You know, I had somebody recently ask me on another one of my channels that I have about where I got my Jamaican coin, and I got it from Whatnot, and I got it at a really good price because the way that Whatnot works is if you're on there and you refer friends, you get discounts as well as they do for going in there and purchasing. And I always get silver from there when I can get it, most of the time below spot. And it's an amazing way to do it. And I always look for opportunities like that. Now, recently on the investing in real estate, I've been talking to a bunch of friends, and I have some friends that really take time and research things. And a couple of them have been investing in a place called Roots, and it's a company that owns properties and shares that with people, and you can invest in it. And I have made the decision to go ahead and invest some of my money in that as well. But they put their money where their mouth is, and I went and researched the company, and it's rather new. But it's a risk. And the money that I put into Roots is money that I'm willing to lose. And you have to be willing to take a risk. With all investing comes risk. The thing with Roots is I could lose all of that money and see none of it ever again. Unlike silver, and the reason why I keep coming back to this, it's one of the safest things you can do to get the biggest bang for your buck on investing starting out. And like I've been sharing, you can watch how it works. There's going to be ups and downs in every investing market. You're not always going to win on your investments. And it's something you need to learn and understand. Silver is great because as a precious metal, silver will never be worth zero. You will never lose your entire bit of money that you put in. Now, I do not suggest by any means that somebody just stacks silver only for investment purposes. I believe in diversifying. I believe in trying to get your money to work for you. And there are ways to get more money out of silver, out of your money, than investing in silver like this. This kind of thing is always gonna be where it is. You won't lose all of your money, but if you want to get greater returns on your investment and greater returns on your money, then you need to take a little bit more risk than silver. So silver is one of the safest ways to save money, and I do enjoy silver. And recently I've been really getting into some of these coins, or not coins, they're medallions or rounds or bullion rounds, whatever you want to call them. But I just think they're beautiful, and they come in a series, and it's fun to try to track them down and to find the ones in the series and get a set. And it takes a long time to do that, especially when you're like me, not willing to spend a ton of money on silver unless I can get it as close to spot as possible. So I know this has been a long video. I really do appreciate everyone out there. I appreciate you guys that have subscribed to the channel. And if you're not subscribed, I really would appreciate you guys subscribing. And hopefully I can get to the place where I can help out you guys that watch my channel. I know there's other channels out there, and they have it set up to where they are sponsored, and some of those sponsors do really good to help out you as the as the person trying to get into doing these things. So I like watching Silver Seeker. I like watching Silver Dragons, and there's a few other channels out there, and hopefully someday I can share all those with you guys. But check them out. It's a great way to start your journey in silver. There's ways to get silver at spot pricing and begin your journey in investing, and hopefully share this with the younger generation. I know sometimes it's hard to talk about money, and when you don't have a lot of money, people really don't listen to you on how to invest your money because they don't want to listen to somebody that hasn't made it happen, right? But that's why I started this channel, as I'm not rich by any stretch of the imagination, but I do have some good investments that have given me really good returns, and I wanted to share that with you all out there. So my XRP has done really well, but I would not suggest that anybody get into XRP now. And I know there's a lot of people out there that say, oh, get into XRP whenever, it's going to skyrocket. Everybody says those things. I'm not that type of person that says that. I actually wave caution right now because XRP already did its jump, and it's been up and down, and it's actually went down quite a bit from its ultimate rise that it had recently. But it's still overall really, really, really good from when I originally made the purchase. But I would not suggest that anybody jumps in at this point because it's very risky, and it's quite high right now compared to where it's ever been. And who knows where it's going to go. You can do research. There's a lot to learn about every form of investing out there. Do your research, read, listen to some of those other channels. Like Silver Seeker is really, really good. He really shares a lot of good information, and he does some really good research. I'm a little bit limited on the time of research that I can do because I do have a full-time job, and like I said, I am in the ministry for Jesus Christ, and I have responsibilities to the church, and I try to help them with their media and things like that, and it does take up some of my time along with my job. So I don't have a ton of time to sit down and do research because I try to be as heavily involved as I can with the church that I attend. So, but go and do the research. I do watch when I can. I try to watch 2 or 3 videos in the evening if I get a chance on what silver is doing. And I try to also watch on some other stuff on what it's doing. And like I said, talk to your friends and your family about how they invest their money. And it's a good subject and a good conversation to have, but always be wary and do your own research and be willing to lose the money that you invest unless you're doing it in what I love, silver, right? Silver is great. It's a great beginning. And hopefully before too long, I can do a little bit more with this and start offering some stuff with my woodworking skills. I'll be sharing some of it as we grow as a channel. I might be able to start offering some really cool things for silver in the upcoming future. So please share these videos with your friends and with your family. Try to encourage the younger generation to get in and learn how to invest their money and to take care of themselves. And as always, until next time, keep on stacking, onward and upward.
There once was a man that stacked silver, so he called himself an investor. But the silver he had was not enough, so he stacked it more and more. Soon then the increase comes, shiny, glittery, and in large sums. Now when the stacking's done, he loved it more and more.